It's the year 1481. In the city of Seville, a strange fear has settled in. Men and women, ordinary believers, are walking into the hands of the authorities. They're confessing to heresy, to crimes of faith they didn't even commit. Why? Because the Spanish Inquisition has arrived. Just 3 years earlier, in 1478, Pope Sixtus IV signed a decree that changed Spain forever. It allowed the Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella, to hunt down anyone who failed to follow the Church's official teachings. Spain, in those days, was a patchwork of cultures. Jews, Muslims, and Christians lived together, trading, teaching, and thriving. But under the Inquisition, that diversity became suspicion. Faith was no longer a matter of the heart. It was a matter of survival. Across the land, new offices appeared, Inquisition tribunals, each one led by a grand inquisitor, with constables, prosecutors, and scribes. When a tribunal arrived, it began with what they called the Edict of Grace. 40 days of mercy. 40 days for people to come forward and confess. But mercy came with a price. After those 40 days, the same inquisitors began taking anonymous accusations. You could be betrayed by a neighbor, a jealous rival, even your closest friend. In Seville, people lined up to confess early, not because they were guilty, but because they feared what would happen if someone accused them later. Once arrested, you disappeared. No one told you who accused you. No one told you what you had done wrong. Your property was taken, your family thrown into the streets. Some confessed to simple things, like hanging clothes to dry on a Saturday, just to stop the questioning, or the torture. By 1492, under the cruel eyes of Tomás de Torquemada, the Inquisition reached its darkest hour. That year, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella signed a decree, giving Spain's Jews just 4 months. Convert to Christianity or leave forever. Thousands fled. Those who stayed, the conversos, were never trusted again. Many were accused of secretly following Judaism. And the hatred wasn't only religious. It was economic. Conversos were educated, successful, and their fall enriched the church and the crown. Then came the Moriscos, Muslims who had converted to Christianity. In 1609, a royal edict forced 300,000 of them to leave Spain. Those who stayed became the next targets. Public punishments soon became rituals, known as the auto de fe, the act of faith. Crowds gathered as prisoners were marched through the streets. There were prayers, sermons, and then the final moment of judgment. Some were imprisoned. Some were branded with a garment called the San Benito, marking them as sinners. And some, the unrepentant, were relaxado in persona, a cold phrase that meant burned alive at the stake. 3.5 centuries later, as Europe moved toward the Age of Enlightenment, Spain still lived in the shadows of its faith. Only in 1834, under Queen Isabella II, was the Inquisition finally abolished. Historians still debate the numbers. Some say over 30,000 died, others closer to 2,000. But the true cost cannot be counted in bodies. It was the fear that lingered in every whisper, the silence between neighbors, the betrayal between friends. It was centuries of trust burned away in the name of purity. The Spanish Inquisition did not only destroy heretics, it destroyed the heart of faith itself. Because when religion becomes about control instead of compassion, and when the cross becomes a weapon instead of mercy, darkness follows. For nearly 350 years, Spain lived under that shadow. And even today, the echo of the Inquisition reminds us of one truth. Faith without love becomes tyranny, and truth without grace becomes cruelty.